We are a nation of immigrants, but we are also a nation of laws. It is wrong and ultimately self-defeating for a nation of immigrants to permit the kind of abuse of our immigration laws we have seen in recent years, and we must do more to stop it.
I would, in fact, make sure that we immediately surge to the border. All those people are seeking asylum. They deserve to be heard. That's who we are. We're a nation that says if you want to flee and you're fleeing oppression, you should come.
We have rescinded so many Trump immigration policies, it would take so much time to list them.
Biden clearly is in a reactive posture. It was pathetic. It's an American president chasing after Donald Trump, proving that they're desperate, that they understand what's happening. They know, and they have no shame, because everything that's happening is due to his policies. They spent an entire day and bragged about reversing every single thing Trump did at the border.
Immigration is the top issue in this country, and Trump has a 35-point advantage on it. A 35-point advantage on the top issue in America. That's the reason Biden went to Texas. He's struggling to save himself from political deportation. You know how you know when it's political? When they tell you it's not.
This is not about politics for the president. And it was not about politics. This is not about politics for the president. So, again, not about politics, because this is not about politics.
Biden and Trump brought every news camera in the country to the border today. It's an optics war, and Trump won. The voters have soured on Joe. There is no coming back.
He's wasting his time. Mr. President, what are you doing here? By a stroke of a pen, you can stop this. You don't need Congress.
It feels like it's a day late and a dollar short.
I don't know what his purpose is, to be quite honest. We've had this situation for years. He has not shown up. It just seems a little too late.
Biden could have come to the border, apologized to the agency smeared with the racist whipping hoax. He could have witnessed a detention center stuffed to the gills. He could have said Laken Riley's name, but he didn't.
Joe Biden will never say Laken Riley's name, but we will say it and we will remember it. We're not going to forget.
Confident this border's secure.
We have a secure border in that is...
Folks, it's real simple. It's time to act. It's long past time to act. And they desperately need more resources. They need more agents, more officers, more judges, more equipment in order to secure our border. Folks, it's time for us to move on this. We can't wait any longer.
It just goes to show that Biden does not care about either Texas or the border and what's going on. As a result, you see a disaster. The United States of America is dealing with more deadly consequences than we have in our entire lifetime because of Joe Biden's policies on the border.
This is a Joe Biden invasion. This is a Biden invasion over the past 3 years. I call him Crooked Joe because he's crooked. He's a terrible president, the worst president our country's ever had.
Former President Donald Trump arrived to Eagle Pass this afternoon. He made brief remarks after landing, saying, quote, "What a beautiful day, nice weather, but a dangerous border," and, quote, promising to fix that issue. Trump met with the Texas National Guard while also receiving a briefing and tour of Shelby Park. Now, former President Donald Trump also took the time to mention how secure the border was when his administration was in power. He mentioned 4 policies he had implemented, one of those being the Remain in Mexico policy. Now, Governor Greg Abbott was also in Eagle Pass, and he mentioned how Biden is at fault for what's happening at the border.
Now the United States is being overrun by the Biden migrant crime. It's a new form of vicious violation to our country. It's migrant crime. And I'll say this, it's a military operation. I mean, we have this is like a war.
Today is a day of an extraordinary contrast. We have President Trump back in the state of Texas, literally on the border itself, a place that he's been to many times, talking about all the things that he's done to secure the border. At the very same time, we have President Biden down in Brownsville, Texas, which was an obligatory visit by him. He'd never been to the border. In fact, I don't think he's on the border itself right now. He's in some sanitized location in the Brownsville area, not seeing the razor wire that Texas has put up around Brownsville, and he announced that he was going to Brownsville after it was already known that President Trump was coming to the state of Texas.
Trump has been here to our area several times before. This is not the first time. He came during his presidency, and he's come several times. So for Biden to come now, then that just tells us that he's afraid.
Oh, afraid of what?
Afraid of losing.
The number of recent illegal migrant apprehensions at the Brownsville station have been some of the lowest across the southern border, by the way. Brownsville reporting just 12 migrant apprehensions on Monday. 12. Eagle Pass saw over 500 on the same day.
Agents are now seeing a slight decrease in apprehensions.
This area last year, we were seeing thousands a day just in this area. I think yesterday we saw 12. So, the state of Texas has done a pretty good job of shutting this area down. It would have been good maybe if he's in here to talk to, representatives of the state of Texas to figure out what needs to be done along the rest of the border.
But the dip in numbers, Cabrera says, is due to the work the state of Texas has done, like Senate Bill 4, not the work of the federal government.
Take this fight to these organizations and assume operational control.
We spoke with the Hidalgo County GOP Chair Adrian Pena Garza as the Trump train was being organized in Brownsville. She thinks the recent poll numbers showing how much voters are concerned about the immigration issue are a strong motivating factor for Biden's visit.
The border security issue is a concern for all Americans, and I believe that a lot of Democrats are also, headed up to here with waiting for something to be done.
She also thinks that the president is doing a little campaign work for the congressman representing District 34, which includes Brownsville, because the president, she believes, feels he cannot lose this historic Democratic stronghold. Congresswoman representing District 15, Monica Dela Cruz, is also calling out the president on the timing of his recent focus on the border.
It should not have taken President Biden 3 years to acknowledge the worst border crisis in our country's history.
She also tells us she feels we do not need photo ops from the same politician who caused the mess at the border.
It's disgusting. It's shameful. It is obscene. It's malignant. So there he is chasing Donald Trump. They have no answers to what he would be saying. They're pretending. They want to be able to say, I'm doing something about this, when he is the perpetrator. It is like the arsonist suddenly grabbing a hose when it's too late.
For political power, Joe Biden created a crisis that's now in every corner of this nation. To your point, death, rape, financial hardship, and unknown national security risk to every town, every corner of this nation. And he's play acting.